Here's an old school SHURTZ Custom Cue by the legendary Mr. Bob Owen from Wichita, Kansas. Bob worked for the SHURTZ Cue Company, a custom cue company there in Wichita, Kansas, and then he bought SHURTZ out a long time ago. Now, most of your new cues are going to be signed only, of course, by Bob Owen. So these SHURTZ cues are kind of a little bit more on the rare side. What's neat about this one, we got this in a while ago, and it rolls dead straight, by the way. I mean, perfectly straight. You know, Bob's construction is among some of the best in the business. He always brings some monster cues to the international cue collector shows. He was just in Oklahoma and had a monster cue there among some other really nice cues with him. But Bob Owen and his son Gabe Owen, the two-time U.S. Open champion, who we've also had the privilege of selling some of his cues, they work side by side in the Owen Cue shop. They do excellent repair work, and Bob stays booked up. So does Gabe. I believe their current wait time right now, at least on Bob's side, is 2 years plus. So we got this in, and it needed to be refinished. It was really straight, but it needed to be refinished, and it originally had a linen wrap on it. Sent it to Bob Owen, the proper way to do it. And I asked Bob if he would sign the cue because it had the SHURTZ logo on it and his name, and he re-signed it after he finished it. And he signed it, of course, 2007, the year that it was made. So it actually it was now that I think back, it had the 2007 on it, and it had the SHURTZ logo, and Bob signed his name on it because he remembered making the cue, of course. So I thought that would be neat to have his signature on it after the refinish. But nevertheless, Purple Heart wood, one of the best playing woods, bar none, that you're going to find. I was with a cue maker yesterday, one of the best in the world, and he was telling me, like I've said before, you will hardly ever find a well-constructed cue with Purple Heart up front that doesn't play really good. By the looks of this cue, it looks like he cored it with Purple Heart also, so you got a win. Southwest style 3/8 11 pin, slightly thinner handle, so not too thin, not too thick. I haven't measured it. I would say just right, though. I don't like a real thin cue, and I don't like a big fat baseball bat in my hand. This one's just right. It's got some really neat looking gun sights in there. You've got ebony points, and then you've got these really cool looking gun sight windows in the bottom here. So a lot of work on this cue. 15.8 ounces, really forward weighted. Nice forward balance. Let's see, there's your balance point right there. See how it's kind of tipping forward. 3.4 ounces on the shaft. You've got one 13 millimeter shaft, 15.8 on the butt. You're going to rarely see a Bob Owen Custom Cue, especially a vintage one in this type of condition, refinished, rewrapped with Spanish bull. You're rarely ever going to see one of Bob's cues under $2,000 or $3,000. This one's available for $1,650 right here at Crossroad Cues, $1,650 plus shipping. You can check it out at crossroadcues.com. We actually just did a big price reduction on this cue. This cue, even on a really good price, was $1,875, I believe. We are currently running a sale, so I've reduced some prices. This one's going down right now to only $1,650. This is an opportunity to get a cue made by a world-renowned cue maker. A lot of the big collectors will commission Bob to make them some really big cues. Beyond all of the collectability, his cues always play good. His son won the U.S. Open with one of his cues. Many top-notch players compete with his cues. I know a lot of collectors that collect high-end cues that commission Bob to make cues so they can play with them. He does really cool work. This is a one-of-a-kind. So there's your opportunity to pick up a one-of-a-kind by a world-class cue maker. Not even $2,000, not even $1,800, but $1,650 right here at Crossroad Cues. 2007 Bob Owen. No apologies on this one. All it needs is a new home.